Alrighty, I finished my lunch pretty fast just for you guys. One thing about these graphs, I'm going to be using my graphing calculator to plug in the equation to plot my points. So you should know how to plug that into your equation and plot your points. So do that. So my domain go all the way to the left, all the way to the right, so that's going to be all real numbers. My range does not go past 0, so y has to be greater than 0. My asymptote is at y equals 0. Next one, again, plug that equation to your calculator and plot those points. So here's my graph. This is decayed, that's why it's pointing the other direction. My domain is still all real numbers. My range has to be greater than 0. My asymptote is at y equals 0. So here, I want to look at this right here. This is where my rate starts off at. I see that it's greater than 1, so I know I had 1 plus some number was equal to 2.3. If it was less than 1, I knew 1 minus some number was equal to the rate. So if I subtract 1 over, I would get that x, my rate, is equal to 1.3. As a decimal, or a percent, that's 130%. It's greater than 1, so that would be an increase, so it would be b. Here I want to find my rate first. So it's, whoopsies, it's new 6.5 minus old divided by old. That gives you your rate. So I know it's going down, so this negative 0.05, that's 4. Then I have where I started from. So I started at 3,000. It would be 1 minus, because it's negative 0.045, raise the x is equal to y. And then you should simplify that. So my function would be y equals 3,000.955, raise the x. Now 2020, that's when x will be equal to 5. So that same equation, 3,000.955 raised to the 5th power will give me 2,383 Ewoks. Again, you should plug these into your calculator to get the actual points. One thing I noticed right away though, this plus 2 right here is going to move my horizontal asymptote up 2. So my dotted line will be at a positive 2. Plug into your calculator. So when I'm grading this, I'm making sure that your shape has this kind of curve to it, and that does not pass at x equals 2. Next one, right here, this would move it to the left 4, and also this negative is going to flip it. So if you put that in your calculator, that is what it should look like. I did not move up or down at all for my horizontal asymptote, so it stays at y equals 0. Next, compounded continuously. So wherever I start at, in this case it's 16,000, 4 years, my rate would be 0.0. Oops, I should put multiplication there. 0.046. Type into your calculator, and you would get that you would have $1,923.23. Same type of thing. I have $820, and it's equal to, you don't know how much money was invested, E, raised to, it was in there for 3 years, times the rate, 0.05. This times multiplication, opposite multiplying would be dividing. So 3 times 0.05, so put this whole thing in your calculator, and you started with roughly $705.78. Compounded continuously, that's how you know it's with the E. Just writing in log form. So here, base here is 2. So it might be helpful to box in your base. So then write log base 2, and then the number switch of 32 is equal to 5. Here's my base. Log base 125 of 625 is equal to 4/3. Here's my base. So now I'm writing right as an I'm evaluating. So this is even easier. Just plug that right into your calculator. You get -4. Plug that into your calculator, -2. For these graphs, again, you should plug them into your calculator to get your points. When I'm looking here, my vertical asymptote will be at 0. Here, my vertical asymptote will be at -1. Now, if you try to graph this, it looks like it's just this, but you have to remember, because you're smarter than that this gets really, really close to the asymptote, but never actually really crosses it. So you have to give me both of those arrows, or otherwise it will be wrong. My domain, x has to be greater than 0 here, because it can't pass 0. My range, it goes up forever, down forever. Asymptote, x has the restriction, so x is the asymptote. Next. So again, my asymptote moved left 1 because x is always with opposite. So x, my range has to be greater than -1 because that was the left one. It's going up forever, down forever, so that's all real numbers. And my asymptote would be x equals -1. Writing as one single log. If it's multiplying outside, remember it becomes an exponent inside. Multiplying outside, exponent. When I see addition, that means it's going to be multiplying when I put it together. So I only have one single log base b. And I have q to the 3rd times v to the 6th. Next one, I see subtraction. When I write this, log base 10, I don't have to write anything out. Right away, write my division bar. This becomes 4. That becomes x to the 4th. This is 6. Make sure you keep that parenthesis. You cannot simplify this any faster or any further. Sorry. I would never expect you to multiply 6 plus 2 times itself 6 times. That's too much. Next one, expanding. I see division. So I'm going to have subtraction. So log base 3 of d. That's the first thing. Make sure you are taking the log of something. So that's that base d. So subtract division log base 3 of 12. When you have two numbers like this, you should check to see if this is a nice number. If not, leave it like this. Next one. You have to remember that when I have a root, this is the same thing as log base b as a fractional exponent. This is a fractional exponent, so 1/2. This can come out in front. So I have 1/2 in parentheses, log base b. I see division. So I have log base b, 57, it's positive, it's on top. Subtract log base b of 74. Make sure you have those parentheses right here, or else it would be incorrect because it's the 1/2 to the whole thing. If you want to, you could distribute that 1/2, but you definitely don't have to. Question 19. First thing I see is compounding continuously. Suppose you invest $125 in an account, I wrote the E because it's compounded continuously, at 0.062 rate. How many years will it take to reach 500? So I'm actually going to physically solve this. First thing I want to do is get rid of this multiplication. So divide by 125. So e to the 0.062t is equal to 4. That'd be 4. Then I have a base, an exponential base e. I want to do a log base e on both sides. These two cancel. 0.062t is equal natural log base 4 divided by 0.062. This has to be all natural log base 4. That's whole number divided by 0.62. If you put that in your calculator, you would get 22.3596 years. A pack of 950 wolves. Fun fact, my maiden name was Wolf. It's expected to decline, oh sad, 3% annually. So not continuously, annually. So total of 950 wolves at a rate decrease, so it's subtraction 0.03. How long will it take, so we don't know the time, to reach 250 members? So first I'm going to simplify the 1 minus 0.03. That would give me the 950 times 0.97 to the t is equal to 250. Divide by 950, and you could get a decimal. I personally left it as a fraction, so that is equal to 5/19. I divided it and then turned it back into a fraction. That's equal to my 0.97, that's a 7t. So in order to get rid of that log, I have to do or that exponential, I have to do log 0.97. Actually, I'm going to zoom in right here. What am I actually putting into my calculator? You would have the log base 0.97 of 5 over 19. Remember that 5 over 19 is 250 divided by 950, that very first step of log 0.97 of 0.97t. These two cancel. So this right here is your answer. If you plug that into your calculator, you get 43.8291 years. Here, solving it out, I have an exponential base 64, so I'm going to go log base 64 of 1/16 will be equal to log base 64 of 64 for x minus 3. These two cancel. I'm going to leave that as log base 64 of 1/16 equal to 4x minus 3. If you put it in your calculator, you would see that it would be a negative 0.6 repeating. That's the same thing as negative 2/3. If you didn't see that, I would probably leave it as the log base 64 of 1/16. And then, honestly, in your calculator, just add my 3, divide by 4, and you should get that x is equal to 7/12 or 0.5833. Again, right here, add the 3, divide by 4. When it's in your calculator, it makes your life easier. Next one, I'm going to do log base 125 of 150. This is not as nice of a number. Will be equal to log base 125. I don't know why I flip-flopped it. 25 and 9x minus 2. It doesn't really matter though. These still do cancel. So log base 125 of 150 is equal to 9x minus 2. So I would put that number in my calculator. Push enter. Then I would add 2, push enter. Then divide by 9, push enter. Get 0.3375 equals x. First up here, you want to divide by the 3. So I have log of 2x is equal to 4/3. This, if there's no base shown, is base 10. So I'm going to rewrite it in exponential. So 10 to the 4/3 power is equal to 2x. This number to divide by 2. Make sure you put this into your calculator first, and then take that number, divide by 2. You should get 10.7721 is equal to x. My log is already by itself here. So remember, if there's no base numbers, that always base 10. So this is saying 10 to the 3rd, rewrite it as exponential. 10 to the 3rd power is equal to the 4x plus 10. So 10 to the 3rd power subtract 10, and then divide by 4. Remember, this all has to go in your calculator first, and that will be equal to x, which is 247.5 equals x. 25. I have to write this as one single log first. So I see subtraction when I write this as log division bar. This is on top, it's positive. This is on bottom. Now I have a base 10 here, so it's 10 raised to the 3rd power is equal to x plus 9 over x. Do not cancel these out. These are not the same number. You want to get rid of this division, so you want to multiply. So this would be 1,000x is equal to x plus 9. Subtract the x, you get 999x is equal to 9. Divided by 999. Your answer would be 0.0090 is equal to x. And 26, last one. First thing I notice, I'm going to add over this 4 because this is not part of this right here, not with each other. I'm going to write as one single log. I see subtraction, division right there. This becomes an exponent. No exponent here, but it's on bottom because it's negative. This becomes an exponent. This is on positive, so it stays on top, is equal to 4. Rewrite it as a base 10. So exponential base 10 is equal to, or 10 to the 4th equal to 4 squared, which is 16, x squared divided by 3. So I do 10 to the 4th in your calculator times, to get your division, by 3. Divide by 16. And then take the square root of that. So that's what we're looking at. So it would be 43.33013. Write as one single log. So I have a natural log. I see addition, so that's going to be multiplying. this becomes exponents. So it'd be 3 cubed times c cubed. That's the same thing as natural log of 27c cubed. Here, first thing I'm going to do is take care of this. This is the 1/2. And I can simplify that right there. I'm going to bring this exponent in here too. So I have natural log a to the third minus. I'm actually going to rewrite this as natural log parentheses. So right here I see adding, so that'd be bc squared. That's raised to the 1/2 power. So there's two ways you could do this. You could bring this 1/2 power to both of them. I see natural log division because of the subtraction here, a cubed over b to the 1/2, c to the first. Now this is the same thing right here as the square root of b, so I have to rationalize that. Square root of b over square root of b. So it's natural log of a cubed square root b over cb, right there. 29. I'm going to the nearest tenth. My base here is e, so I'm rewriting it as exponential. E to the 8th is equal to 2x minus 1. Put this in your calculator. Add 1, divide by 2. So it looks like this. And that answer would be 1490.0. Not 0. 9. 7. 9. That's a 9. 7. 9, 0 equals x. You have to combine one single log. So natural log, that's adding, so this becomes multiplying, is equal to 5. E is right at my base, so e to the 5th is equal to 2x. E to the 5th, push enter, divide by 2. 0.2066 equals x. Oh my gosh, and then my last two, finally. First, you have to add over that 2, divide by 6. So I have e to the 4x, adding over 2 would be 5, divide by 6 would be 5, 6. And then I have to take that natural log on both sides because you have your base, e, so the opposite would be your log base. These two cancel. 4x is equal to the natural log of 5, 6. This whole thing, so this has to go in your calculator first, that whole thing divide by 4. You get negative 0.0456. Hey, that's kind of a cool number. I like it. And last but not least, I already have the e by itself. So I have to do natural log on this side, natural log on this side. These two cancel. 2x would be equal to the natural log of 1.4. This whole thing, that divided by 2, is 0.16. That's a 0.82 equals x. And there you go. You have a wonderful evening. Maybe put some hair on it. Woo, that's not hair. We're going to make this into a cloud. That became a cloud. Have a great time in life.